Let's set up the data for our NFT. Time for the fun part. Setting up our character NFT. Each character will have a few attributes: image, a name, HP value, and attack, a damage value. These attributes will live directly on the NFT itself. We may add some more attributes later on. The way our character NFT will work is there will only be a set number of character, example 3. The unlimited number of NFT of each character can be minted. Again, you can change this if you want. For example, you want only a small number of certain character to be minted. So that means if 5 people mint character number 1, that means all 5 people will have the exact same character, but each person will have a unique NFT and each NFT hold its own state. For example, if player number 245 as NFTs gets hit and loses HP, only their NFT should lose HP. Okay, if it doesn't make sense, don't worry. Let's jump into the code and slowly make more sense. Okay, let's see the code together. First thing we need to do is actually to have initialize character default attributes. Example, their default HP, default attack, damage, default image. For example, if we have a character named Pikachu, then we need to set a Pikachu's base as HP, base attack, damage, etc. I updated my picture as well to look like this. Okay, so here it is. Let's copy the code and paste it here. Here it is. We are creating a struct in which we have character index, name, image, URI, head points, max size is point, attack, damage. Now let's copy the remaining lines. Okay, here it is. Here it is. We have created an array of this struct. Then we have constructor in which we have a string array and joint array and put it them in the memory. So inside the constructor, loop through all the character and save their values in our contract so we can use the data we mint in our NFTs. So let's start the loop and push all the characters uh, struck inside that array, and then we will going to create default character, a variable C, and inside it we are making the default character, which is I will be the uh, last character because it's going to increment it each value. So done initializing name, HP, and image URL. So let's see the instruction. There's a lot of happening, but essentially I am passing in a bunch of values my constructor to set up my character Y. Well, I need a way to tell my contract, hey, when a player requested a Pikachu NFT, please give that NFT their base HP, this base AD, this base image. I gotta remember the constructor runs only once when the contract is executed. I take character data in my constructor and store it nicely on the contract in a struct of the type character attributes. Each character attributes hold the base attributes for each character. I actually store each character an array called default characters. All this gives me easy access to each character. For example, I can just do default character 0 and access the default attributes of the first character. It's useful for when we mint our NFT and need to initialize their data. We then need to update run.js. Here's what that looks like. Okay, so here it is. Create, replace the run.js file. I'm not doing anything very fancy. I'm not doing anything very fancy here. Run.js basically define three characters and their stats. My character Leonardo DiCaprio, and I'm from Avatar and Pikachu. Each character basically has an ID, name, image value, and attack value. Here it is. Leon Pikachu, and we have defined the images, and we are defining the values. The one we are taking here, these four parameters, we are passing these four parameters here. As we are taking array, so we are passing array. Okay. For example, in the case AUG has 200 HP and 50 attack damage, it's a lot of health, but this attack don't hit as hard as Leonardo. Leonardo has less HP, but its attack are more powerful. This means in the game he'll die faster, but will do lots of damage. You can balance your characters however you want. Please don't copy my character and add three your own. Okay, that's it. When I run this using npx hardhat run script run, here's what I get. Okay, now let's create a character. Pokemon Pikachu. uh, Sonic. Okay, so we have just given a new name to our characters. Okay, now let's run it. So here it is. Initializing Pokemon as just displaying it as we are logging it here, displaying it here. So that's why it's showing this line and our contract deploy contract address. Now let's move on. We have also officially created three characters and are saving their data directly on our contract. Again, don't copy my character. We didn't copy it. Come up with your own before moving on. Maybe your character can be from your favorite anime or video game. Maybe you don't even want character. Maybe instead of you want people mint weapons that players using the game like sword, machine game, laser cannon. Maybe you want a character to have things like energy or chakra, where your character you can cast certain spells using these attributes. Customize your characters. It's what make this fun plus your own. For example, I had Leonardo DiCaprio Pikachu a character because I thought the funny and hell. I chuckle every time I see it. Changing around little things like a character will make you feel more like it's your own thing, and you'll be a little more motivated to build these things all the way. So now let's Submit a progress. What we need to submit is a screenshot, a program introduction, or our characters. Perhaps post their image. Let us know the name, amount of HP they have. Let's just take a screenshot of and just save it here. Now let's submit it. Wait for it. Okay, so we have completed setup data for character NFT section. Now we are on new section which is actually mint your NFT locally.